Why your feet have to be together is so you control the tail of the surfboard. If your feet are out and you're paddling for a wave and that wave comes up, it's going to want to lift the tail. If your feet are out, it's going to lift it too much, the nose is going to go under. Then what happens is most people start scooting back on the board because they see that the nose is going under too much, when all it really was your knees and feet not being together. So understand this part first, being on the right spot of the board. Now from here, there's 3 gears to paddling, okay? And you want to develop these gears because you do have to change speeds just like a bicycle. You're going through first gear, second gear, third gear. Third gear is when you're catching a wave most of the time. And when you're on a big board, you're going to find that that third gear is going to help you glide. When you're on a bigger board, what happens is after you go through third gear, your board develops a certain amount of speed. It allows you time to put your hands in the right spot. When you're in this spot, your board's still moving forward. The smaller the board you got, and you're riding, as soon as you're done paddling, unless you're going down a wave, the board's going to want to stop. So you want to keep that glide speed as a beginner. And that's the reason a lot of people ride longboards for a reason, and it's fun. You know, there's nothing wrong with being a longboarder. I ride longboards, all my friends do, and it's a great part of surfing. So from here, if you notice my toes are down and my heel of the palm is in the middle of the board. So when I lift up, I have balance. This is the best part about this, is if my hands are like this, I'm gonna start rolling a hip, okay? So going from your paddles to this position is one of the hardest things I've recognized with beginners, and even some of the intermediate surfers I work with. I notice they start paddling really fast and all of a sudden their hands just go to the first available spot. Well, that influences your hip turn, and it also influences a little bit of weakness going to your feet. So here I'm strongest when my hands are in this position, and I have better balance, and I'm gonna have better overall technique. So if you notice, I use a slide up technique that I developed in the mid-90s for a reason. It keeps you down the middle. And if you notice here from this position, I'm in a pretty balanced position, and it's gonna be more favorable going into a wave when you're comfortable with knowing your technique is good. So from here, when I lift up, I go from here, and I'm gonna go with my right foot forward, which is a goofy foot. Left foot forward would be natural foot. So that means I'm trying to get my right knee and foot between my hands. So when I come up, notice that my knees and toes stay against the board. I'm trying to slide them over the deck. This is how I'm practicing. In the water, it changes a little bit, but on the land, this is how you want to practice developing good technique. So from here, I'm starting off with first gear, doggy paddle. Second gear is reaching further. Third gear is maximum speed, taking a big deep breath and then breathing out, looking where you want to go. Don't look down, reach your chin out, look where you're going. From here, now I've caught the wave, and let's say I want to ride to the left. I start influencing a little bit of a left turn. I put my hands here and I start looking left, okay? So from here, if you notice, my hands are even. My palm, the heel of my palm is in the middle of the board. From here, I'm here going up. I'm pulling my knees and toes across the deck of the board. So as I slide forward, I'm pulling forward. Now I'm gonna shoot. And notice my front foot comes to the middle of the board, my back foot comes up shoulder width back. A lot of times people come up and they'll end up with this position or this position. So you have to turn in, and what you're trying to do is get this stance to be a little bit wider than your shoulders for balance. So when you have your shoulders a little bit wider for balance, you're gonna have a lot more confidence, obviously. But I'm gonna keep my weight over the front foot, and I'm gonna shift back. See this? Okay, and notice I surf with the instep of my foot. This helps the board excel and progress faster across the wave or in the whitewash. As a beginner, you're gonna probably start learning how to do a couple things in the whitewash, like learning how to generate speed to get going. You can bounce, or you can reach down and do these pumping motions, okay? And it's a good technique to teach you. So once you do learn how to ride a wave, you've developed that skill of already learning how to